Okay, I just wanted to give you my opinion on these two ladder standoffs I bought recently. I did separate reviews on each one. Now that I've had time to use them, I'm going to be doing a roof here, and so I've been using them and in the process of getting some things ready. And so the two that we're going to look at is what is my opinion, which one do I like better. The one that you see on the fiberglass ladder on the left is the Ladder Max model ABM 2002. The one on the right is the ACRO Building Systems number 11710. Okay, so here's a front-on view. Again, on the left side is the Ladder Max, the 2002, and on the right side is the ACRO Building Systems 11710. The one thing you want to take note of that I have found, that I find in the Ladder Max, it's well built, but I'll be honest with you, of the two, the Ladder Max for a roof is my least favorite. And there's two main reasons, not because of build quality, but because of two other reasons. So if you take a look at the Ladder Max, the first thing that I don't like is those orange tips. They're not very pliable. And now this is an old roof. Again, I'm putting a new one on. But I would not, in my opinion, want to use this on a new roof, because I think they're too hard, and I feel that they may cut in. In fact, they've already left some depressions in this old roof. Again, I don't know what it would do with a new one, but I don't want to give it a chance. When I tear this roof off, I'm going to be using these, for the tear off. Once I get to my new roof, I won't be using these standoffs. I'll only go to two ladders. Okay guys, as you can tell, it is windy. I'll do my best here. But this is the end of the ACRO Building Systems standoff. The only thing I changed was the pad. It had these black rubber on there, and all I did was I left the black rubber, but I bought those noodles that I guess you use for swimming, kids use in swimming, whatever. It's a dense type of material. I just cut it, put it fit right over it, didn't have to do anything, didn't have to split it, and it carries the load much better. It spreads the load of this out instead of concentrating it on a small tip. So here, it's this dense foam material, and again, it spreads itself out. Even if it didn't have that, you're not concentrating on one little point like you have here. And literally, on this edge is resting on this shingle, and I don't know, well, you can see it, but it actually was leaving a little divot in here. Now granted, this is an old roof, and it may not obviously be the same as a new shingle, but I'm not going to take that chance. Okay guys, the second thing that I don't like about this Ladder Max is, if you take a look here, see how much narrower this is? So when you're going up the ladder and you're coming down off the roof, you got to make sure it's kind of like a step. If you have steps and one of the steps is an inch off, kind of throws you. You want your steps, your risers to be the same height, so that way when you're going down on the step, so when you're coming off that roof here, you're narrow. Your foot can't land over here. It doesn't have this full spread. It has to stay within this area right here, and I'm aware of it, but I find it to be, I don't know, a little bit of a hindrance. So I'm not a big fan of that. Again, that's nothing to say anything bad with these. They're built well. Obviously the company can't make these different widths to where, they're trying to make one standoff work with all ladders, and I understand that, but that's where I think this fails. And those are the two issues that I have with this standoff when used for a roof. Now here I am kind of moving around to kind of simulate if you're up and down on the ladder. And you see where that force is just on that edge, that rolling edge there. See what kind of left a mark in the shingle? Even though, granted, it is an old shingle, so it's more susceptible to damage, I can't take that chance on a brand new roof. Okay, now here's the ACRO systems. Now this does help. Now here I'm moving on it. It kind of just goes with the flow. The ACRO's, the way it spreads its weight out is much better, and by the fact that I put that dense material on there, that styrofoam, whatever that is, that helped even a whole lot more. Now here with the ACRO systems, you've got the full width of the ladder. You don't have to worry about coming down in between, and even if you step on these little tabs here, for me it's not a big deal. So that's much better in my opinion. So guys, in my opinion, the ACRO costs more, but if you're going to be using it for a roof, I would much rather have it spend the extra money than the Ladder Max. Again, that's just my opinion and things that I have found. That's not to take away from the construction of the Ladder Max. I think they need to change the way those rubber tips are. I think it would be great on wood, on the side of a building if you want to stand off on the face of a building, but I just don't like it for a roof.